Hey guys, welcome to my channel. My name is Sequoia and thanks for joining today. So today I am bringing you kind of like a review on the e.l.f. oil-free SPF 15 Sunscreen Flawless Finish Foundation and this awesome $5 sponge from Target. I'm basically going to show you how the sponge performs against a beauty blender, if I think they're dupes, if I think that it's worth your $5 versus $20 if it's a good comparable substitute for that. And I'm also going to be giving you my thoughts on this foundation because I have never tried it before, and this is kind of the look I created off camera, but I will leave everything down in the description box below. If you're not subscribed, make sure you subscribe to my channel for more videos like this, and if you want to see my thoughts on these products, just keep on watching. Alright, so going right in, I'm going to be testing out this cool $5 sponge from Target. I found this in their kind of like dollar spot section, so I thought it'd be a really cool item to try out on camera for you guys. Definitely much resembles the Beauty Blender swirl, so I thought, why don't I kind of do a test to kind of see how it is. So I mean, looking at it straight on, it's very cute. I really like that about it. It's only $5. It feels pretty soft. Put it side by side up against my other Beauty Blender. So as you can see, right, so you can see they're pretty similar in size. The Beauty Blender is definitely smaller, and as they're both dry, this one does feel just a little bit more firm, but I mean, it could feel that way, and then I end up trying it out and it's really awesome. So I'm really excited to try it out. I'm going to go ahead and wet this, and then we are going to just kind of try it with foundation. I haven't actually applied foundation with the Beauty Blender in quite a while, so it'll be interesting to see how this performs with, you know, a liquid foundation, see if it applies things nicely. And yeah, so I'm just gonna go ahead and wet this and I'll be right back. All right, so I'm back and the sponge is wet, and as you can see, it definitely got a lot bigger. It feels a very soft. I like how it feels. It doesn't feel really hard, and that's definitely something I look for in a sponge. If it feels like a brick against my face, it's probably not going to be a very good sponge. So let me pull my hair back, and then we are going to be also trying out a new foundation. This isn't a new product, but it's a product that I've never tried before. This is the e.l.f. This is their oil-free SPF 15 Flawless Finish Foundation. This is in the shade Cocoa, and I am very excited to try this out as well. So I'm just going to pull my hair back so this is just a little bit easier for me. We are going to apply the foundation with the sponge and just kind of get a feel for that and see how it applies. All right, so I'm also going to apply the foundation just how I would normally apply any of my foundations, and I'm going to take, this is the Smashbox Photo Finish Primer. Definitely one of my favorites, so I'm just going to apply this all over the face just to hopefully smooth out any texture or anything on my skin. To apply the foundation, rather than using my finger, I'm going to use this little spatula and dot this all over the face to blend it out. And I've never worn this foundation, but it says it's a soft matte, and I really have been enjoying more matte, soft matte foundations. Does seem to have a bit of a scent. It has a little bit of a scent, nothing too off-putting. I'm hoping it doesn't irritate my skin because my skin is pretty sensitive to scented foundations and things like that. I'm just gonna go ahead and take the sponge and start blending this out. Foundation coverage is really nice, so I would definitely say off the bat this is pretty full coverage. I probably could have went in with a little bit less, but we're just gonna keep on and going. All right, so this is how the side with this sponge I blended everything out. As you can see, the coverage is really nice. I like the way it kind of sits on the skin. I do feel like some of my texture is a little emphasized. It could be the foundation since I've never used it before, but I definitely see a little bit more texture than I would like. So on this side, we're going to go in with just a regular Beauty Blender, and then I'm going to compare both of those sides. All right, so I have my damp Beauty Blender, and then you can see side by side the Beauty Blender still isn't as big as this sponge, but I don't think that's really going to make a difference as far as performance goes. So I'm going to go ahead and blend this out. All right, so this is the side with the Beauty Blender. And I mean, looking at it straight on, you can't really tell too much of a difference. I think I feel like this side with the Beauty Blender, it kind of blended things out a little bit smoother. It looks a little bit more on the matte side. I mean, I'm not exactly sure why that is, because this side I feel has a little bit more of a shine. I don't know if you guys can tell on camera. So I'm just going to take the Beauty Blender and just go over this side completely. But overall, I don't think it's bad. I'm going to try just this sponge to blend out concealer all over the face. Going in with the Gel Serum Concealer by Sephora. So I'm going to see how it blends out concealer to see if I like that. For the price point, it's definitely a contender in my sponge collection. It's not the worst sponge I've ever tried, but it's definitely not the best. So I mean, I think it's somewhere in between. And as far as the foundation goes, I do like the way it looks on the skin. My skin is going through its own personal vendetta right now. Overall has just been hating me right now. So I definitely feel like it emphasizes like the tiny little bumps that I get on my skin. Obviously, you know, the camera doesn't pick any of that up, but it's there and it doesn't look pretty. So concealer is definitely blending out nicely. I'm going to flip it over and blend this out. The coverage of this concealer is just incredible. Usually I like to let my concealer kind of set a little bit and dry down, but with this concealer, I don't find that I need to do that. I really, really love the coverage. It's so, so good. And now I'm going to set with my my Maybelline Loose Setting Powder in number 30. All right, so that is basically it. Even though this foundation does say it's soft and matte, I feel like it has just a very, very slight tackiness to it. But then again, I did just put it on, so I'm going to give it a little bit more time to set. But I think overall, I do like the way the foundation looks on the skin, even though I feel like, I think now that it's kind of settled, I don't feel like it's emphasizing a lot of texture on my skin. I'm moving around. I don't feel like it's settling into my smile lines yet, but that's just kind of a test for time. I haven't been laughing and being crazy or anything like that, so I can't say for sure. I'm gonna go ahead and finish up my face, see how the other products work on top of this, and then I will come back with final thoughts on everything. Alright guys, so I am back and I have finished up my face. So as you saw, the last thing I set my concealer, so I went ahead with some bronzer and, you know, bronzer, blush, highlight. I did my eyes a little bit, used the, still one of my favorites, the Dream Street palette by Kathleen Lights, and just put on some mascara, no lashes. I feel like doing all that, but this is a completed look and I am very, very, very impressed. I am loving this foundation. First off, I think it looks amazing on the skin. For $6, seriously, you really can't beat that. You can't beat a good foundation for an affordable price. I do think they can do a little bit better with their shade ranges. They can have a few more in there, but Cocoa is definitely a good match for my skin tone. So that's what I love about that. I think everything went on top of the foundation very, very nicely. I didn't have any splotchiness. I'm not seeing still any creasing in my smile lines. Nothing extreme like the way that my face is shaped. I'm just gonna get smile lines regardless, but it's nothing that's like, oh my gosh, I look like I'm 90. Like, it doesn't look anything like that. So that's definitely a plus. It's what I'd look for in a foundation. So I'm going to leave in the description box below my final overall thoughts on the foundation, how it wears throughout the rest of the day. It is actually, you guys won't be able to see, but it is 2 o'clock right now and I'm just now finishing up my face. So I'll probably leave it on and just kind of see how it wears, and then I'll leave it in the description box on my final thoughts. And as far as the sponge goes, very impressed. I love how soft it is. I didn't feel like it was drinking up any product. My under eyes covered very, very beautifully without it taking away or sloughing off any of the concealer that I put on. Overall, I think that the sponge did a great job, especially compared to the Beauty Blender. I don't think, obviously, they're not dupes. I would say they're very similar. There's just something about this sponge is a lot more airy, a little bit more lightweight. This one has a little bit more of a toughness to it. I wouldn't even say that it's similar. This is wet as well. I wouldn't even say that it's similar to the Real Techniques. I think in consistency and application performance, these two are very, 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 very close in that. but this one definitely has a very unique kind of texture to it, but nothing that is off-putting. I don't feel like it's very hard and difficult to work with. It blended out everything super easy, so that's definitely a plus. I will be using this very, very regularly now for $5. It's spot on. I will link it down below. I don't know if this one specifically is online. I believe it is. I've seen it there before, but I will make sure to link any of the $5 sponges that Target does sell below because I think it's pretty great and it's obviously super, super cute. I love it, so thumbs up on that. So overall, I loved both of the products. The sponge was great. The foundation looks flawless on the skin. It looks really, really good. I think after it's setting in and just kind of wearing or just kind of setting into the skin, it doesn't emphasize too much of the texture that I have on my skin right now, so that's a good thing because at first I was a little nervous, thought I was going to be looking crazy. So yeah, that completes this video, guys. Thank you so much for watching. Give this video a thumbs up if you enjoyed and want to see more videos like this. If there are any foundations or beauty sponges you guys want me to try out, definitely let me know in the description box below. And that's it for this video. Make sure you are subscribed if you are not subscribed to my channel. And yeah, that's it for this video, guys. I will see you in my next one. Bye.